Everybody. I hope everybody had a blessed day today. My title speaks for itself. Excuse me. That you are the help. When you don't have anybody else help you to do anything for you, that's the only way it's gonna go. Um, I'm not here to say be a loner, be all by yourself. That's not me. I'm trying to tell you, when someone has slandered you, you've been dealing with narc abuse, that you're your only help. And this is something that we don't want to hear, but you have to appear. I know we read these Bible scriptures and they say faith without works is dead. Yes, that's true. But you got to put faith in yourself first. If you're not doing anything for yourself, it's hard for other people to do anything for you. You have to put that first notion first, especially with the targeting. You have to put that first. They want to see, are you really willing to fight, or are you just hanging in there? They don't know. So that's where you have to remind them, go out there, talk to people. Don't let other people talk for you. You're talking to them. Don't I know some of you, I used to be shy and I don't like to talk to people a lot. I like to have my own vibe by myself, but when it comes to this targeting, you got to be out there. You got to talk to people. Uh, you got to kind of be an actress. If you don't like talking to people, you got to kind of fulfill that. You got to have a joy to your spirit. I'm just trying to tell you, it's not really being fake, but they put you and I had a video called Labels. They put you in this video that makes you want to know, they have this profile of you, and it's mostly the way that you got targeted is because you probably kept to yourself. You're probably a person that likes to keep to yourself, and you don't like to involve anybody. You were doing things for yourself in the beginning. 9 times out of 10, you were doing things for yourself in the beginning. So you got to kind of go back to that. Now, if people decide to help you, then you allow them to come in. You can allow them to come in, but don't be too clingy, okay? Don't be every day I'm all in their face. Every day I'm asking for something. You got excuse me, you got to kind of let them lead the way. And I don't know everybody's targeting or whatever, but usually with me, it's people I'm scared to talk to me. They want me to engage with them. So I don't care. I put that out there. I don't know anybody else how y'all's doing. That lets me know that they're a part of that, or they don't want to help me. They're waiting for me to say something to them. And that I get it. At times you can do that, but if every time you have to talk to them, it's about you first talking to them, then they're part of that. And that's where we leave them. That's where you got to kick in and be your own person. If you need money, you got to have to work. I don't care if you target. I don't care if you've been slandered. I've been slandered probably more than anybody probably on this whole earth. I'm trying to tell you. I got way more people trying to target me, and I'm not talking about the city, state, local officials. I'm not talking about the agencies. I'm talking about my actual family members that really and old friends that have been trying to get me there. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. But I'm just saying, there's when you're trusting in the Most High, and you have to have that. When you trust in the Most High, you can do all things through Christ. So we're not talking about demean God's word, but I'm saying that it's you. You have to do that. You have to be the one to get out there and say, hey, what happened? I thought we was going to be working today. What happened? You got to follow up. If they say call you at 5, call them a little after 5. You got to follow up. That doesn't mean, oh, we're going to keep pushing. You still, sometimes with gang stalking, we'll give them the 3-time try of rejection, and then we'll just let them go through. That's even when you're social media. A lot of times with my social media, they mess with it, and the more I keep acting with it, they give up, because those who've been targeted, sometimes you'll have a tech squad that they have assisted to do what they're doing. So I mean, I can't say what you got and what you don't got, but they do that, and we're just not here to worry about those things. This is all about what God has for you. No man can take it away, because I'm trying to build your strength, and to let you know that these are a lot are hard, trying times. A lot of people going through, and they may not have what they used to have or what have you, and you don't know until you ask. So you have to always ask, and when they say no or whatever, go. So it's just better to ask, because then here you are saying, I should have asked that person. There's the anxiety. See, that's what I was talking about. One of my other things that I have made, that you can't remove, you can't go back. So whenever there's an opportunity, and I don't know if you want to call me an opportunist, but whenever there's an opportunity to this, let's just say this, whenever you're an opportunity to that, people around that could help your accent. And sometimes you're going to have to do a numerous thing. Hey man, what's up? I mean, you got to be straight with them. Are you going to help me or not? You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to really be in there. And that's why I'm trying to say, because I believe probably out of everybody, my target has probably been the hardest. And, I had things happen to me that shouldn't be happening. I'm not going to go through it, but I'm just telling you that people laugh at me and say, yeah, right. But yeah, it has. Certain things, everybody's different, but it mostly been with people, because, whoever was not liking me was not liking the fact that I can get along real well with different races and people, because I am a people person. I was a people person. I'm trying to get back to that stance, but a lot has happened to me because of people. And God is telling me to separate those who are good for me and who are bad. Got to stay away from them. The Bible says in Psalm 37, stay away from evildoers. Don't join in with other people to do wicked against someone else. That's just a no. So when we do that, we're just trying to build faith. We got to have that faith. That's what God was telling me this month. We really need to have that faith going in, and always give thanks. Like in Colossians, if you didn't check my old post I did on Saturday, got to do that, because it's a repetitive thing. You have to keep doing that, keep trying, and God hears your cries. Eventually, He's gonna open up doors that no man can shut. Because I'm a witness. You know what I mean? Even the things that have been against me, and still is. I still don't have my custody of my kids. I still don't have my own home. Again, I mean, I had my own home. I was about to be an owner. Just to those who are my new subscribers, I was about to be a homeowner through HUD, and what happened was there were some discrepancies, and someone had lied and said that I was a targeted individual and so forth, and they thought that was going to keep me from getting my home. And there was things, that's when the gang stalking came in, and it caused me to be homeless, me and my kids. And because I was homeless, a lot of things came about, including losing the custody of my kids. So they used gang stalking to do that, which someone was trying to be a part of Freemason or be in, and they keep trying to misuse me. That now I'm here in Atlanta, and I still got that going on. I still got people who think they can put stage events on me and think that they can get into Freemason. I don't know if that's whatever case it may be, but they're doing that. They're doing that, and it's not fun. And I'm still going to keep being on my jobs and doing it. If there's a discrepancies, then my bosses can tell me, or the company, and that's just that. I'm not letting anybody run me off my jobs with whatever they got going on. I done seen that 100,000 times a day. You know what I mean? With the color coding and street theater, that's not gonna stop me, because I got bills to pay. And so all I can ask is that these companies and people, write it out with me, because I'm not a problem person. If anything needs to be done, talk to me. And if they don't have that faith in me, then I just go about my everyday and I'm done. That's it. We ain't here to be best friends or nothing like that. If this is what it comes to be, that's what it comes to be. And so that's all I'm saying. We don't, we got responsibility. We got bills to pay. And, with everything going on, I've been trying so hard to get, with my kids to try to feed them on the little income that I had because I wasn't able to work. And, you know, they took away my food stamps. So, I've been going through not having that. And I just stopped trying. I just stopped trying. Anything that's just, that stressful, you got to back up a bit. And if it's really that something that you need, then you try it again. But something about this was saying no. The Most High was saying no because I done multiple times. Every month they say the same thing, and it's not that I didn't hear it. It just mean that this is something that God's not wanting me to do, and so I just start applying myself more for job opportunities. And this is like the Christmas season, the holiday season where people can get in. And me who don't worship holidays as much, I don't do all that. You know, um, I don't have nothing that's stopping me from getting in there as far as the holidays come, whatever, and I always did that, before I even really cared. I still would work on a holiday because that's me. I like get my money. So, I'm just trying to encourage people, you got if those especially who've been narc abuse or gang stalk, get off that. Get off, um, get off that uh, of woe is me or self pity. You really got to do a fast or some forth, or to clear your mind. Something, a detox to really clear your mind. I say fast because we doing this for the Lord. And when you get before the Most High and Present, He already knows what we need and asks. And when you really talk to Him and be real and have a true relationship with Christ, He can open up doors that no man can shut in. And a lot of times, I don't talk about everything I do. I try to be personable with everybody. I don't care who you are. If you're going through this kind of thing, then you need somebody. And that's where I'm saying don't count the people out who do help, but don't exhaust them out either. If they're there to just say, hey, I'm just handing you something and push on, let that be. Don't come to the next week. Can I get like 100 more, whatever? You know what I mean? Appreciate those moments. When they're calling and whatnot. Look out for their calls, what have you. And some people with this whole thing, it can't be done. Like some people done way too much to even say, hey, or some of them, like some of my family was like, I can't talk to you because it might put you in harm's way again. And I don't want to do that. So, you know what I mean? So we got to really respect people and not be too clingy, don't be seductive, things like that. And, some people get it mixed up, especially with men. I try to, people, men, like a lot of black men, I say, they're not being talked to as kind. They're not used to black women being kind to them. So a lot of times men will think I want them. And that's not it. And I make sure I understand that, no, I'm just talking to you because out of respect, and that's where I'll have to say that because I find out that, no, I wasn't trying to go there with you, but, I respect people. And I'm not just talking about black men, but I've had that where they think, yeah, she want me because black women are quote unquote don't talk, and that's not true. I come from a whole different environment. And like I said, I come from a white, I grew up in the hood, moved to a Mexican community when I was younger, and then suburbs and mix. So, you know what I mean? So I have that environment, and it's just, I think it's really just the anointing because I do like talking to people. But with this, it kind of put a damper on my situation. And it's unfortunate, but I mean, with time, God will fix things. And so that's where I'm saying get out there, be personable with people. I'm not saying you got to be something out of yourself, but don't be, don't be talking about your problems too much. Just say what you're needing. You see, we get so caught up in that, and you say, I need a place to stay. I need a place to stay. I mean, I'm staying in one of these hotel things, but this isn't my home, okay? And I'm doing that because for a while, I was on the street. You know what I mean? So the realistic thing is I gotta make sure that everything is good. So if I get my kids back, it's a permanent thing. So that's why I'm, testing everything out, trying to make sure that I get in with the Most High. And, my Bible study has been, but I hear the word, I put audio on, so I'm still there. But, I'm just saying, don't let it bum you out. If things, if there's layoffs all the time. There's layoffs at Amazon, but they still hiring. So, I mean, you're gonna do part time, do part time. Isn't that crazy? They're hiring, but they're doing layoffs. So I know it's particular certain ones, but So I'm just saying, don't let that disturb you too. Money is money. Hey, I work at McDonald's and I work at the mall, so you know what I mean? I might just add some more to it because I'm trying to store up, and that's what we should be doing, storing up for whatever to come. It's already starting to get cold here in Atlanta, and you know, you know what I mean. So you got to do preparation for your circumstance and situation. Prepare. If you know you have to be outside, and that's me, I'm working on it. You got to still have your heating blankets. You still gotta have you a little duffel bag full of canned goods and things like that, just in case. Always be prepared because you don't know what's gonna happen. Even when you're just going to and fro to work, bring a little duffel bag of something where you can eat a little. I'll keep a little bottle of waters. Do those kind of things. It's just security for yourself because you can't count on anybody. People are still trying to make it themselves, and that's what I'm saying. You know, just look out for yourself. And when you look out, when people see that you're trying and you're trying to thrive, that's when people will help you. They'll take somewhat of that risk. It may not be a risk to them. Like I said, with gang stalking, there's a lot of people that you can reach out to. Like I said, some of them, it's up to them because they may not know. Because the OSHA, like the city, state government, local officials, those are people that you wonder, why are you talking to me? Because they can. And some people, that's how I could tell who in and who ain't. Because I used to talk to the postal lady all the time. And she ain't got no hold back. But I don't see her. Maybe it's a different person. I don't know when I come in. You know, I'm just saying that when with them, they ain't worried about it. If you're trying to really make friends, those are the people, city, state government, local official, and they have to know about it. Because anything goes on, they have to report it to OSHA. Now, when people say that about me and my jobs, when it comes to me and my job right now, I can't tell everything. I don't know what's the normal and what's not. So I kind of got to eye it out. I've only been there for a month, and I'm still trying to figure out, a little over a month, trying to figure out, what is and what isn't. And it's hard for me to tell. It's hard for me to tell because, you know what I mean? And because I'm that focused on doing my job. If they're gang stalking, it is, but I'm not caring. I'm all about try to do what needs to be done. And in mine is just because I do cleaning. And so now we got like 10 people running into the bathroom at once. So I don't know if that's really targeting or not. But I mean, these city, state government, local officials, they'll pay those people to come running in there. The ones that's part of the Freemason, because everybody ain't. They'll pay them to go run in there just because they don't want me to be on the job. Yeah, and it's all because of slander. There's nothing in my background on those things, but there's some things that's fictitious that's on my background that I still gotta figure out and work out. And I'm still gonna be working. I'm still gonna do things. If they can't do or give me what I'm needing, it's other places out there. And that's how you gotta be. If you don't have any children, still, do what you can, you know, do what you got to do. You know what I mean? So that's just my encouragement for y'all today, because I don't really come on, and I know I haven't been on at night, and yeah, I had to rest, and I'm trying to figure out a way around this, but it's more about helping people, when I came in this, I have no clue. And there was people on there that gave me the clue, and now it seems like they don't, I'm not sure if they really want to talk about, gang stalking anymore, and that's okay. For everybody, there's a time, and there's, so, but I'm blessed to know about it, through people. You know what I mean? If I didn't know about it, I would have been in a bad situation. So that's why I pass on what I do know to you all. And some of it I will let you know if I don't 100% know. That's the truth. So I can't give you something I don't know, but it's just, this is just a bad thing. If you don't want to join, then you're not supposed to be hassled like that. That's how I understand it. But teach each his own. But I keep fighting until I get enough of the information of what's really going on. I'm not gonna file any reports. And until people start reaching out to me and saying what's real and being a witness to it, I can't say anything. So, that's, I'm just trying to keep you from doing the things that I did. Every time I tried to speak out on certain things, then there's some things, and I'm not saying repercussion. I'm not worried about that, but it's like trying to keep me from saying what's going on. And that's what I'm trying to say on that. But I'm still going to say, if the Holy Spirit tell me to speak, I'm speaking. And that's how I want y'all to be. So, blessings to those who came on the live. I'm about to get off, enjoy the rest of my day off. To my babies. And hopefully y'all have a blessed day. And I will be on tonight. Blessings. Bye-bye.